Hello, everybody. It's a pleasure to see you again. And as we saw in the last class, we started with the topic of cellular metabolic pathways. And for today's class, we're going to cover photosynthesis. So let's begin. Why photosynthesis is important? Photosynthesis is the keystone of the food chain. In this case, the photosynthetic organisms are autotrophs. Autotrophs refers to organisms that are able to synthesize or create their own food by taking inorganic materials. And which are the main photosynthetic organisms? In this group, we can find three groups, three subgroups in this case. Plants, terrestrial and aquatic, algae, micro and macroalgae, and even bacteria, particularly cyanobacteria. Have you ever heard that most of the oxygen is produced in the forest? Well, in reality, this occurs in the oceans. Besides oxygen production, the relevance of photosynthesis is the ability to capture the solar energy, that is physical energy, and transform into chemical energy and make it available for other organisms. In this case, heterotrophs. Heterotrophs refers to organisms that need to ingest organic material to survive. And this is the case for animals, fungi, and of course, humans. And have you ever wondered why leaves are green? Well, the answer to this curious question is a molecule called chlorophyll. Chlorophyll is a molecule that is located in the chloroplast, and this is important because most of the reactions occurs thanks to this molecule. This molecule captures the sunlight, particularly the red and blue wavelengths. Meanwhile, the green wavelength is rejected, and that is the reason why that's the reason why we see the leaves as green. That's ironical. And the photosynthesis is divided in two stages: the light reactions that occurs in the intermembranal spaces in the thylakoids, and the dark reactions or the Calvin cycle that happens in the stroma. The three main ingredients for photosynthesis are carbon dioxide, water, and sunlight. In the case of carbon dioxide, this is dissolved in the atmosphere, and thanks to this small structure on the leaves called stomata, where gas exchange occurs, the carbon dioxide comes in. Meanwhile, oxygen is released. The sunlight is captured by chlorophyll in the leaves, in the chloroplast, thanks to chlorophyll, and the water is absorbed by the roots of the plant. And thanks to vascular tissue, this reaches the leaves. And the first stage of photosynthesis is the light reactions that occurs in the thylakoid. First, the water molecules provides enough amount of electrons to create an electron change, and thanks to light, this reaction is stimulated. In this case, oxygen is released as a subproduct of these reactions, and the electrons are used to modify or transform low energy molecules such as ADP and ADP into high energy molecules. That is the case of ATP in APH. ATP refers to adenosine triphosphate. Triphosphate refers to 3 phosphorus atoms. In the previous stage, only we have 2 adenosine diphosphate, 2 phosphorus atoms. And these high energy molecules are used in the Calvin cycle that occurs in the stroma to synthesize more complex molecules such as sugars or carbohydrates from carbon dioxide, and water. As a conclusion, it's important to realize that the Earth before photosynthesis was a very different place with an atmosphere rich in carbon dioxide and with a lower amount of life and diversity. In contrast, currently we have an atmosphere rich in oxygen, and the life on Earth was known. And this is very interesting with only a simple metabolic pathway that is photosynthesis. I hope you enjoy the class and see you next week. Goodbye.